don't adjust your sets. Don't adjust your
Don't check
podcast.
your calendar.
Yeah, you're not tripping. Yes, it's the Inner Circle podcast with a bonus episode on a Thursday. It always feels a little surreal doing an episode, not on a Wednesday, right?
It does.
I'm your
It
boy
feels like
Charlie.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, I'm your boy Charlie with my best girlfriend, my bestie Melanie, and today we're coming in with a bonus episode, and we have some special guests with us to talk everything Bravo today. We love Bravo. Y'all know that now for the 100 and something episodes we've done, but we love it even more when we get to have people come on that love Bravo as much as us and have their own perspective. So let's get to it. He is no stranger to the show. If you guys don't know him, and this is your first time meeting him, he has his own podcast as well, an own page he runs, Housewives Happy Hour. Let's welcome back our friend AJ. What's going on? Welcome back.
Hey guys, thanks for having me back.
How are you? And now it's her first time on the show. We're excited. She is a beauty enthusiast and she is beautiful. Welcome to the show, Jamie. How are you?
I'm sorry.
Hello, beautiful. Welcome to the show. Now, Jamie, let's start with you. For the people, this is your first time on the show. Thank you so much for coming on. Tell the people, you're a beauty enthusiast, right? You have your YouTube channel. Could you tell us about what your YouTube is all about? What do you do? What do you like? What do you put out there?
So I haven't been on YouTube in years, but I do have a channel and I did start a TikTok and I always post about beauty, but I work for Charlotte Tilbury, which is a makeup brand. It's like one of the top brands right now. And then me and my friend, we started a podcast. She is also in beauty and she has like a lot of followers and she had a really good organic following. And then she got defrauded by a person, which she's going to come up with her story. But we started a podcast.
Not Robin Dixon.
maybe it was her. She got defrauded, but basically we started a podcast and then she gave birth. She thought, I was telling Melanie about it, she thought that like her second baby was going to be super easy, and like that has not been it. Like every time we plan to film and record and go on, but she's in Sacramento, it just like it hasn't worked out because she has a baby and she used to live in New York when we met. We've even thought about her coming to New York and us recording and like batch record, but it's just not working out right now. But I do want to post more, so this is good.
All right, awesome. Can't wait. Well, hopefully you guys get that back going and definitely let us know because we will definitely promote you guys and share it on our page. And now on to our boy. He joined us last fall. He's back. Thank you, AJ. We've been trying to get you and work with you. So, but listen, I do believe all in timing and when the universe, sets it up. So you're back. AJ, how are you? How you been?
I'm great. I'm so excited to be back. I love you guys. You guys are one of my favorite pages on Instagram.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. We love you too. We love what you do. And what's been going on with you the last few months since the last time we've seen you, with the page and the podcast? How's everything going with that?
Podcast has been a little slow, I will admit, but the page is growing and it's kind of cool to see. So just trying to gain more followers, trying to gain more traction. But, I just keep doing my thing, posting, and people seem to like my hot takes on all the Housewives. So I'm continuing to do the hot takes. And yeah, just having fun.
Yeah, we definitely enjoy it. And that's why we have you on, because we definitely enjoy what you do. So let's get to it, y'all. Where do we even start? Let's start with, Melanie's birthday was on Friday, and that was like the main event. But another main event taking place that day was our girl, well, I don't know whose girl, but, Miss Stain, Jen Shaw, reporting to jail in Texas to begin her 6 years and a half, slap on the wrist, I think, sentence for, fraud, as we know, defrauding the elderly. So let's start with that. Let's talk, what were your thoughts with this season of Salt Lake City? Jamie, we're taking your virginity from being on the show. So let's start with you, girl.
I honestly think that is well deserved. Like, I just think she deserves it. I feel like if you're gonna be fraudulent and be fraudy, be humble, be nice. Like, if you're gonna come on TV, hide it as much as possible. I don't know what to tell you. You hit it, but you didn't hit it that well because we knew something was up with you. We knew that, like, those attitudes, like just the meanness, like there's just this air about her that it wasn't genuine. And even still, like, I'm struggling with thinking about Coach Shaw because he looks so sweet. He's like, oh, my wife, she's so sweet. So, like, who were you conning more, your husband or the old people?
What do you think? What do you think, AJ? I mean, and speaking of Coach Shaw, do you think she conned him, or do you think I'm starting to begin that he kind of knew, like he wasn't in it with her, like, but I think, like Melanie, you said he knew. Like, what do you think, AJ?
In my right mind, there's no way that I believe that for a second that he didn't know something. But most recently, my thoughts have been just since that public statement that she put out right before she went in, it almost made it seem like she was going to prison and doing us all a favor, whereas like she had a choice. And girl, this was a federal case. Like you're going to prison. I mean, we got to just call it what it is. And it's just crazy how she continues to put out this narrative like I will be sharing my story soon or all this bullshit. It's like, come on, that's not what happened.
Jamie said that she was making it sound like she was going away to college.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Also, like, what I feel about it too, like, remember when she speaks about on the show, like she's considered, like when she moved to Salt Lake, she was considered Black. No one ever acknowledged her background. Like, she kind of just looks a certain way. I feel like there's a little hood in her where she feels like, yeah, I'm doing this, like Jen Shaw, like, like there's something about it where she's trying to make it cool, but like we were holding down Teresa because it was like it made sense. Like her husband was playing her. They made her sign paperwork. At the end of the day, she was a mother. Well, for me, I come from a background where like we come from that familiarity of cash. Cash is king, and that's kind of how they were living under the radar. And it's like I understand the dynamic of it, but the government obviously is gonna make an example out of them, and I feel like it's not the same. She's trying to do Teresa, Erica Jane, and is not going.
I agree.
Good point. Good point. Overall, okay, so how do y'all feel also about, I feel a little empty. Like we know how it ended, she got sentenced, but I feel like a little like empty with the fact that like the reunion came and she was advised not to go. Then we heard rumors that she was going to do a one-on-one with Andy, and I think that was supposed to happen, but it fell through the cracks for whatever reason. How do y'all feel? Like, I feel like the season came, the reunion happened. I feel gypped as a viewer, her not being there. This was mainly about her the last few seasons, especially, but yet we don't get her at the reunion and more of her side. Like, how did you guys feel about that? Or was it enough for you guys? Like, we know she did it, she don't got to be there.
I feel like I never really felt that she was going to come forth with anything, even if they were planned to do a sit down with Andy. I didn't think it was going to actually happen just because why hasn't she shared anything up until this point? She's blamed it on lawyers. She said, I can't speak on this. I mean, even after she was sentenced, she was still saying, my lawyers advised me to not say anything. And this is after the fact that she knew she was going to go to prison. So I don't know. I feel like as a viewer, yeah, we were robbed, but at the same time, I just want to move on from it now because I don't care. I don't care that, I mean, obviously I care that she defrauded the elderly and did all this horrible stuff, but I just don't care about her story anymore. To me, I'm not invested because she is not sharing her truth with us. So I don't care.
So I found out some wild things this morning. I was listening to a podcast on Radio Andy, and they were saying that a day before she was sentenced to go and show up to prison, she did like this mini interview with this guy. I don't know, this fake Andy Cohen. He basically he has a company where he helps people that go to prison basically get their time reduced and get their restitution like lowered. So she's basically trying to get like any sort of she's trying to get a cop out and like get out of whatever the hell she's going. First of all, I don't think 6 years was enough. I think she should have done like 20. Second, did you know that she opened her books are open and like anyone can like donate as much as they want, so any Jen Shaw fan can pay basically however much they want, and she can put that towards the restitution that she owes, the 6 million. So she doesn't have to really work.
How does one come up with $6 million from prison? I mean, maybe I'm stupid. Maybe there is jobs.
She
I don't
could
know.
have friends. Friends could put money. Heather Gay is definitely gonna donate. Yeah.
Give some donations. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And her husband, right? I'm sure her husband's probably gonna have to work and pay off some of it, right? Because they're married.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, your thoughts, Jamie, on this season of Salt Lake City?
Wait, say that again.
Overall, your thoughts on this season of Salt Lake City as a season? Like, what was your feel? Like, how did you think of it? What did you think of it?
I think you guys are gonna hate me because even though I read all my Jen Shaw articles, I stopped watching by episode 3 because it was so boring.
No, there's no hate.
All I've been doing is like listening to the recaps of it and like the clips. But I haven't been watching myself just because I feel like everyone was talking shit about Heather and I really like her and I wanted to stay liking her because what was explained to me is that she was trying to be like a Nene Light, like she was trying to be the funny one and it just wasn't like clicking with everyone. And then that whole fight with her and Heather, it was giving me like some type of with her and Whitney was giving me like PTSD. Like it was, I didn't want to watch it. And then like the fake lingerie part, like all that, like I don't even remember if that was episode 3 or 4, but like all that was just like, it was just not good and it wasn't getting good reviews. So I really didn't watch, but I do know what's going on. And then I want to touch on something that AJ said earlier. So like her husband knowing, like her husband was also an attorney. And I believe that he was disbarred or gave up his license, right? Something like that. He's a coach. And like the reason why we weren't trusting Jen Shaw and we all wanted to know where her money was coming from was because Coach Shaw, like his salary didn't make that much. So we all knew that it was her making all that money and we just thought it was weird. So like for sure, I think he had something to do in it, but I don't think he knew the extent. I think she was also fooling him, thinking he thought probably it was like a good running business. I don't think he knew the depths of it and then he has to hold her down.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this season, AJ?
I mean, obviously, you know, hey, I could bitch about it all you want, but I feel like I'm never going to miss a season of a Housewives show just moving forward. But I do, I could tell you, Jamie, if you are a Heather stan, I think you should never watch this last season because she was so frustrating. Like so many. She was just so frustrating.
She was horrible. Like,
I'm like that with celebrities. Sorry to cut you off, but I'm like that with celebrities. Like if I hear a celebrity's a bitch or something, like I would just like live in that moment and not say anything to them. But I also didn't watch it so I could binge it later when there's nothing to watch. But maybe I'll get there.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, I got through it. We got through it all, but the reunion really gave nothing. I mean, it started to give, and then the second part gave nothing. The black guy story was really frustrating, dragging. And it was funny because I feel like I sat down with you guys right before, or I think right at the beginning of SaltAke City airing, and I was liking it, and Melanie wasn't. And now, I mean, Melanie's still not liking it. But I didn't like it either.
From the comments I'm always leaving on your page, oh my God, I'm always coming for all the girls in Salt Lake.
Have you seen my comment section? Some of them are really wild.
I know. People always like my comments. Yeah, you need to follow. It's hilarious. And like the things that he posts, the clips are so funny.
Yeah, I mean, overall, we've discussed this, Melanie. We know, like, it was a snooze fest. It went from like a killer, crazy second season with what, like 20-something plus episodes to a dwindled, watered down, 14 episodes the most, 15, 16, I believe, with the reunions included. It sucked. This season sucked. Listen, there's certain shows that when they're on, I need to see them that day. Honest to God, with Salt Lake City, and you could ask Melanie, she would be like, have you watched Salt Lake City? And it's like Sunday, Monday into the next week already. I'm like, oh, not yet. I could wait. Like, I was not rushing to see it. It really was boring now.
lagging.
To change a little gears, I am so happy. God is good. She's back. Mary M. Crosby. Although she's coming back as a friend of the show, my 2023 has started great because my sister Mary is back. Melanie knows. I would call Melanie like with these long voices, just laughing my ass off while watching Salt Lake City, laughing at whatever Mary did. Mary brought, say what you will about her, but she brought the LOLs. I think she's great. Her messy ass closet. I'm excited to see her back. What are your thoughts? I feel like that missing link, we also, although we still had Jen Shaw throughout the season, there was something missing. And in my honest opinion, call me crazy, y'all can disagree with me. I don't care. We're not like other podcasts that get mad if you don't disagree with us, or if you don't agree with us. Call me crazy, but Mary, I felt like Mary was the missing link this season. There was something missing, and for me, it was Mary. What are your thoughts?
I agree with that. I feel like she's definitely the comedic aspect of the show, and she's great TV. And she was a little scrutinized, the last season that she was on. And I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see her in a friend role for sure, because the friend role is often the comedic relief, and it would be interesting to see that. So I'm excited. I'm open to it.
And Jamie, before I want to get your perspective, but I don't know if y'all know, originally for Salt Lake City, she was supposed to be a friend in season 1. She was originally supposed to be a friend. So, I guess now you're going to get that friend role, and that's what you get for not showing up for the reunion. But what are your thoughts, Jamie? Were you a Mary M. Crosby fan? Are you excited to see her back?
I am a Mary M. Crosby fan for sure. Like, I'm obsessed with like the whole storyline because it's some real old school shit. Like, that's real, like, that's campo shit. That's like trenches shit. Like, it's all types of ghetto-ness, but in a lavish way. And I just think it's funny.
Some primos exprimen shit.
Yeah, like it's really dark. And also I kind of get the mindset, and it doesn't bother me because there's other dynamics that I've seen that are like disgusting, where it had more to do, it's just different. I feel like for her, if you want to use and say that you've received the message from your grandmother to get that lineage, maybe there was a reason why she wanted to take it from her mom. Her mom could have been a worse version of what she's done with the congregation. Who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I like her. I think she's funny. I mean, she looks like a good mom. Her son is being embarrassed, but I kind of live for it. I don't know. It's something about it. Like, yeah. I think it's funny. But I do say again, she should have been nice. Like, if you're gonna do shit like this, if you're gonna be on your Anna Delvey shit for both people going forward, like, be nice and humble. Yeah. Like, what's good with you? Like, her, like, picking on the young girls, like
Whitney.
Little girl.
What Christian lady? That's some real ghetto shit too. What Christian lady calls somebody a little girl, sends her the wrong flyer? Like, she watches Legally Blonde. That's some Legally Blonde shit. When you're talking about, it's a mobster Italian party, that's the same shit they did to Elle Woods.
With the bunny, with the costume party. Listen, I'm here for Mary Crosby coming back. The only thing is, I don't want them to stretch out this whole grandpa fucker storyline. Like,
I don't think
it needs to be different, and it doesn't need to be about her son dating somebody she doesn't like. I hope it's literally her leaving her man and taking his money. Well, he's not her man, the grandpa guy.
Honestly, I feel that they're not really gonna focus and give her like that deep into her family, especially being a friend role. I don't think she's gonna mostly be in the group.
Her role with commentary scenarios. She's just getting a daily feed.
Group events.
They're gonna have her going like this, starting shit. You know what I mean? I feel unless she's already plotting it. Maybe she hired someone. Hire me, bitch. I'll tell you how to get back in.
Well, who's her friend? Who is she gonna
Meredith. And Meredith said it in a tweet that someone said, bring Mary back, and she was like, I'm trying. So thank God.
She healed Brooks Marks. Like, that's it. Like,
yeah, I'm excited. Well, I can't wait for the next season. And I heard yesterday she was spotted filming. So thank you, Jesus. And I can't wait to hear more zingers like women. Yeah. Moving on to more women. Jersey has kicked off my favorite season, the season that got me hooked into this whole crazy franchise, the Bravo world. It's back. And we're what, 3 episodes in? 2 episodes in so far? 2 or 3 episodes?
Three.
Um, let's, again, I want to get your perspective. What are your thoughts so far? Once again, it feels redundant. It feels like Groundhog Day, like Melanie said, but like the whole Gorga versus Judice again. Like, what are your whole thoughts with this season so far? Jamie.
So I am forever Team Teresa, Titi Trey, like love bubble forever. Like that's it.
Wait. That deserves that. That deserves that. Yes.
Yeah. I feel like she kind of raised me. And then throughout the pandemic, like I watched the whole show. Like I swear those are my cousins. But I will say that there's certain little aspects where I do agree with Melissa, but really tiny where it's kind of like, all right, you're like, if we look back, I was telling Melanie this too, like you were plotting on the show, you knew how to get under her skin. Your family kind of looked at you, you know how the Italian realm works. So you were definitely pissing off the sister for a reason. Nobody is naive to meeting a man with money that knows how to fucking build houses and only has 2 immigrant parents and 1 sister. That's very easy to capitalize on. The sister gets on TV, the whole family's there. Yeah, like just be honest about it. Say you saw the opportunity and you wanted to be on it. Even if you say, I really wanted to expose the real Teresa, or I really wanted to use it to fix our relationship, because now what's coming to light is the reality of what was going on. People are opening their mouths. They're seeing that you're really like Teresa's kind of working on herself and like everything's good between her and Joe. There's no more drama. Why, even with the new dude, if you're being told, do not talk about it, like shut it down. I get that the producers are going to tell you, you really didn't display loyalty. You only displayed it in the cameras because the cameras were there.
I love getting. This is why I'm so happy to have like Bravo enthusiast, because it's like to get that different perspective and things like, okay, I'm not crazy to think that. What about you, AJ?
Well, I usually read into a lot of the stuff on the blogs before it happens, but with Jersey, I've tried not to. And I am a Team Teresa fan, like I am a Teresa stan. But I will say that I do agree with a lot of the things that Melissa comes out and says. However, I feel that something has to change moving forward. And I don't know if that means Teresa doesn't be on the show anymore, or if Melissa isn't going to be on the show anymore. Something needs to change after this season because it's been too long of this specific feud. And I think viewers are going to get tired. And I don't know. I mean, so far it's great. I mean, they're all. I think Jersey's great, but I just think something needs to change next season. One of them has to go.
Honestly, if Melissa and Joe left, I don't think that the show's gonna lose viewers.
No,
I
don't think so either.
Even Melissa's fans are still gonna be intrigued by Teresa and Louis. So I think that they should take a break when it comes to the point that like the fans turn on you and really capitalize on hating you so much. It's time for you to take a break, a la Rinna, and a la Dorinda.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's really torn because, like you, AJ, like I follow a lot of the different Housewives pages and stuff, and it's torn. There's some Housewives pages that are what they post in their own little commentary, very Team Melissa. We have others that are more Team Tree. So it's kind of hard to tell, but I feel that Melissa was having Carlos King, the producer or an original producer from the earlier seasons, come out and admit. This is a producer and admit that Melissa did get on the show behind Teresa's back. I mean, what else do you need? Like, what else other proof? And yet Melissa continues denying it. Go ahead, Jamie.
All right, I'm like raising my hand. So you're right about that. Also, she's lied live. So Heather McDonald, she has a really good podcast. I'm always talking about her. But that's kind of how I also got in the the Housewives realm. But she had a live podcast at Caroline's, and Melissa and Joe and Margaret came. This was when Margaret got like her first facelift, like before they even started filming. Yes, she looked really pretty. Yes, the first facelift, yeah. And then like the one where like her neck got pulled down. She looked really cute actually. And then like Joe looks really good, but he's like short, but he looks good. I see it, and I know he has a lot of girls behind him. But anyway, she told Heather that producers were scouting her on Facebook. That they started to looking through everyone's like Facebook friends or whatever. Like, you're lying. Even Danielle ratted you out. Danielle said you were reaching out to her to tell her
Yeah.
to split you on the show. You were mad. You were being sat in the back at birthday parties, but you were being a bitch the whole time. You were having fights with your husband was having fights with his own parents because his parents were belittling him, saying that oh, our son-in-law is doing more for you than you are our own kid. They even said on their podcast that there was a point where they were really poor, like, they were struggling to buy diapers, all that, very humble. But then it kind of measures up to the fact of you needing to be on the show and the reason why you were basically beasting to put up a show bigger than Teresa's at your child's own christening. Italians don't play those games when it comes to their kids' events, but you're doing it for
Mhm.
the show.
Mm-hmm. They came with a bang.
So what do you folks feel about the new additions, Rachel, Fruta, and Danielle
Fuda.
Cabral? Fruta.
Fuda.
Fruta. What's your thoughts on the new additions, and what are your thoughts about the demotion of Miss Jackie Goldschneider? Jamie.
I thought new additions meant new hot husbands, but like I'm not seeing it.
Oh, no.
And then everyone is like talking about Danielle, how she was like on True Life. Have you guys seen those clips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if you guys peep when she was saying she's from Staten Island, like she was real confident about it.
Mm-hmm.
And Melissa was just like, like, one, you're Teresa's friend, two, you're the Italian from Staten Island, like you're mad because she actually got the New York stamp. Which one is it? Like, she's just mad. And then the other girl, I think she's sweet, but I don't know. I haven't
What do you?
assimilated.
Yeah, it's only 3 episodes in, but what about you, AJ? What are your thoughts on them?
I'm really enjoying the newbies. I like having new blood on franchises.
Newbies.
So I think that they're all really bringing something. I mean, we haven't seen much from Rachel yet, or I'm sorry, not Rachel. Jen Fessler, because she's a friend of.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the new additions. I like Danielle. Y'all, my laptop is at 10%, so rip. If I log out, then it was nice.
Gotcha.
I don't have my charger with me. It's at home.
It's okay. It's
So
okay.
embarrassed.
But no, it's cool. I mean, Melanie knows. I love my favorite new addition is Danielle Cabral. I just love her out there. Even the accent. I'm like, some people are like, oh my god, the accent's so strong and gross. No, I even like the accent. Just everything about her, I really like. I like her. I mean, I know you said that the husbands are not that hot, but if any husband is the cuter one out of the new husbands,
It's
it's
Nate.
Nate. Yeah.
His little
Which
ears
one?
stick out. The
Which
one
one's
with the
Nate?
ears.
The
Danielle's husband.
Danielle's husband, yeah, the tall.
I'd rather take the other husband, really.
The other husband looks like a little
Oh.
turtle with that beard.
Yeah, right. And he's like,
And like he had his shirt
hairy.
off and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
He got Guido potential. Like, I know what to do with him. Like, we could reshape that, babe. Like, the other one, es como un pariguayo, like
He
Like,
looks
I
better
Yeah.
without the
she
beard,
runs
by the
it.
way.
She got that dynamic.
yeah, he
She runs
does look
it.
better without the
She's-
beard.
She's really like like Danielle, she's really bubbly. I like that. Like, the only thing is that, like, I know if I were to work with somebody like her on my days where I'm like, oh, this bitch.
Oh,
over
gotcha.
here.
Yeah.
But
I know what you mean.
like one of those, like, it's too early for that kind of thing, but I do
Yeah.
like her. I think she's cool. But when she was first talking about her husband and like all she saw, I'm like, girl, you could have done so much better. Like, she has it going on. And like, I feel like her husband is like, I don't know, not that hot.
She calls him
I
an
think-
Adonis. She calls him an Adonis.
Who, Danielle?
Danielle, yeah. And one of
My
those,
thing
she calls
with
him an
Danielle
Adonis.
is that she's so like extravagant and over the top that she needs someone to balance her out.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like he's like chill. She's very like over the top, and she's still the same person that she was during True Life. I'm a Staten Island girl.
Yeah.
Like literally the same.
But I know we are going to say goodbye to AJ in a few, But before we do, we all came up as a little game. Listen, at one point or another, while we're watching these reunion shows or even watching the whole season, we are sitting at our staring at our TVs, yelling and basically questions that we would ask if we were hosting the reunions, right? So we're gonna live our Andy Cohen fantasy right now, and we're all gonna ask a question that we would ask for any franchise, any reunion, any housewife. So AJ, we know you gotta go first. So go ahead. Let's see what you ask.
Okay, so my Jersey, it's for Jersey. So my question is for Teresa. Would you rather walk away from the show and have your relationship with your brother be repaired, or stay on the show and not have a relationship with him anymore?
Oh,
That's a good one.
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
What about you, Jamie? I know you have a few.
I did it for Miami and Potomac.
Whichever. Any franchise.
Me too.
For Adriana, I want to ask her what happened to her art dealing career, because I felt like that made her really interesting back in the day, and it really showed.
Agree.
Like, it was very classy, and I just really liked that going for her. And then the other one I would ask is the Potomac cast. Why does Wendy's whole existence bother you all? Is it hard to welcome an accomplished Black woman into the group that didn't grow up like traditionally? I feel like when I say that, I mean like she comes from like a Nigerian family where they, you know how they are with their kids.
Yes.
Like, they want them to be the best of the best. And like, I feel like she's really humble, confident in her skin. She, has a healthy family dynamic. And I just don't see what is it that like is not coinciding with them. Maybe they need to look within.
True. Well, and you had those are the two. You have another one?
Yes. Okay. So this one's for Kyle. What do you think of Mauricio being lusted all over, and how do you handle keeping him in line? Because like, girl, everybody wants your man in and out the TV. Like, men want your man. There's rumors about him. He's really hot. Like, he smokes. He has a good time. Like, I don't know. Like, what are you doing? Is this why she? And she's like, she's been working on herself. Like, everybody thought that she got on Manjaro. She looked like she went. Ozempic. It looked like she has abs now. Like, if she went overseas to get the etching. So like, I want to know what's going on.
She gave up drinking. She said that one of the things that people don't realize, they think she's on Ozempic, etc., but that she gave up. She's been sober, I think, for 7 months. I believe she said. Yeah. My question.
I don't think she knows Ozempic.
My question is obviously Jersey. No, it's okay. It's obviously Jersey, and it's for Melissa. Enja, why the outrage over you, Melissa, not being invited to your family not being invited to Teresa's wedding, or where you sat at during the engagement party when in season 3, when you guys were introduced, Teresa wasn't at the same table for her nephew's christening. So what's the difference? That would be my question.
I got one for Miami. For my question's for Alexia. How can you, being a Cuban immigrant yourself, be so judgmental of Julia and her Russian roots? Why is it okay for you to spread prejudice on national television? Because I thought that was messed up.
Good question.
About prostitutes. And then, of course, my next one is for Robin. Embezzlements, embellished. Why can you laugh and record when Mia and Wendy are fighting, but Wendy can't laugh when Karen and her were arguing? Do you see the hypocrisy? She's a hypocrite.
Yeah, I see that. Speaking of Potomac, we're going to let you go now, AJ. We know you have to go, but really quick, what do you think about Robin's future with Potomac? We're going to get into it more, but we know you have to go. What do you think of Robin's future with Potomac after everything that's come out, with Juan and her not being truthful this past season with what was going on? What do you see down the line for her future and going into next season?
I think that I don't know yet if Bravo will bring her back, but it'll kind of depend on how she looks at the reunion. But I will say that I'm open to her coming back, and I hope that she can be more honest moving forward. But I know Melanie's shaking her head because she's like, no.
Done.
But yeah, I'm kind of done as well. I feel I'm open to it, but I'm kind of done.
Awesome. So we definitely, Jamie, I definitely want your perspective. We're definitely gonna talk a little more Potomac, but we want to thank AJ. Thank you so much. We've been trying to make this one, so thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate you, and make sure where can people follow you and all that good stuff. Instagram, podcast. Where can we find you and support you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Housewives Happy Hour, and I'm also on Twitter at HW Happy Hour. But yeah, Instagram is where all my stuff's at.
Awesome, awesome. So listen, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll see you again. It's always a good time. Be safe out there. No talking and driving, and we'll see you again. We'll see you again. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Sorry about my
No,
computer dying.
no, we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Now we
Jamie, are you
started.
good?
Yeah, I don't know why my bars went. I don't know. They just went out. I just realized y'all put your cash apps here and y'all didn't ask me for mine.
You can announce it
Of
afterwards.
course, yeah. We tell you.
I'm
We always
dying.
have,
That's
we,
hilarious.
we
Because I
always
know
have-
some people in the comments are gonna want to send you some money, honey.
But listen, okay, so Potomac. We started talking about Potomac and what went down with
Robin gotta
Robin.
go. She's disrespectful.
As a whole, we've seen the season play out. Right now, we're into the reunion part 2 airing this Sunday. A lot has come out before the reunion started airing, with Robin Dixon not being truthful, some alleged cheating allegations with Juan Dixon and some girl, hotel, all this stuff. And this was all allegedly before the start of this season. And we've all seen this season play out. We've all seen how the focus was, let's bring down another marriage, aka Candace and Chris. Etc. Focus on everyone else. We see Robin. It explains so much about Robin going into the season, but we'll get into it. We've just seen so much, and then boom, we're slapped in the face that you're on a reality TV show, not sharing your whole real life. So, Jamie, what did you think of Potomac as this season and everything that came out right before the reunion about Robin?
She is definitely like, what is that saying? Like throwing stones. She throws stones in a glass
In a
house.
Glass house, yeah.
Yeah.
And hides her hand. I feel like she was definitely doing damage control, and it's probably because of her kids, and also probably because of like they live in like a small town, and at the end of the day, you still face people every day. But there's that scandal between them, and then there's her other husband's job scandal, which I felt like it's being like
Swept under the rug.
spoke about.
Do you know the details? Could you mention it right now for the people who may not know?
So apparently, is it a university or a high school? That's what
University.
It's a university, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody was asking me, they were like, "Wait, was the person underage? Was a big deal?" But I don't think they were underage, so I figured.
No.
But their coach was pretending to be somebody else, one of the students that was on the team. And they also started requesting pictures. I believe that they posed as another person, like of the opposite sex too. Like they tried both ways, and then they actually ended up hooking up with the person. But leading up to it, Juan knew about the picture exchange while the person was, I don't know if he knew the dynamic of like that the person was lying or not to the student, but he did know when they found out. And he also admitted to knowing that the person suffered from mental health issues. So this makes me think that like the person also has tea on Juan, because I feel like, wouldn't you want to protect your job? Or I don't know, like maybe
he should have reported that. Like that affected a student, that affected an athlete in the school, like being sexually harassed by a higher up. So that's just, it's giving, what is that, Sandusky or whatever, that scandal from back in the day from the colleges where the guys would like take showers with the players. That's crazy.
And also like the gymnastics scandals too, like the doctor, like it's really dark, and that's not like it's not appropriate. And then her like take a season off, like you look stupid. Like you were trying so hard to bring other people down and like, but like what's gonna come out is gonna come out. And then also like if I'm gonna pick a husband, it's not gonna be fucking Juan to meet up with. Like that was clearly for clout, whoever was doing it, and she was
Do you think
protecting
that
it.
do you think he just put his card down and just left?
No.
No, do you think? No,
No.
they were definitely linking. I feel like maybe she caught on to it and then like didn't allow him to go out that one day, but they were definitely linking up. One, they barely have money. They barely just now started having money. You think he's gonna go pay a hotel and not fuck? You're bugging.
Also,
Think
I
about
think
it.
that like during COVID, what didn't she say that she was like in a seasonal depression and she was mad lazy, she wasn't doing anything. He was probably horny as fuck and wanted to like, get off and do whatever
I
he
would
had to
have
do.
been depressed.
And
I
I'm
would have
sure
been
he's getting
depressed
attention.
too.
Yeah, getting next to her because
Yeah,
she.
I would have been depressed too if I were her, like finding shit out like that. I don't know which one came first, the egg or the chicken, whether he was texting first or she was depressed first, whichever one. Those two track. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be depressed if I find out my man is talking to somebody else and I can't do anything. He really like I don't know where to go. The kids are here, then the kids are gonna catch on. We have a show. You know what I mean? Like, or did she feel guilty because I was being depressed and not paying attention to him because it was COVID and now he's playing me? It could be either or.
It just
I mean,
makes
he played her before anyway.
you start connecting the dots because the whole depressed thing storyline was last season, not this current season, but the season before, right? So we have to question like, did that, like you said, was it before? Was it after? So there's that weirdness. But then this season, Robin was off. It was like she was trying hard, like the whole speaker thing, the whole like there was just. It's instances this
The
season where the
TMZ
recording, the Robin, the
recording.
TMZ. It's like something feels off with Robin.
I think
And
it started last season. I think it started. Sorry to cut you off, but I think it started
no,
last season. I feel like she knew what was going down on her, and I don't think Eddie was cheating on his
Wendy.
wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think he was cheating on Wendy, and maybe you do. I honestly don't think so. He doesn't give me that vibe. I do feel like he does have maybe young ladies at the workplace go, probably like their same from their same culture too, or like, of
Yeah.
course. But I don't think that he's dumb enough to let it play. And even Chris, I don't think Chris is dumb enough to do shit out loud in the public with with the type of
Candace.
females they have. I feel like Michael Darby, he don't give a fuck. He don't respect Ashley. He,
Yeah.
that's like a different situation. But I really feel like Wendy, I mean, Robin probably started all this shit to like deflect, and that's why she was like, "Well, you have a relationship you don't give a fuck about." They probably all knew. If Karen knew all this tea, come on.
Giselle knew. Giselle knew, but that's her bestie, so she kept it. She kept it under wraps. I just think it. Mm-hmm.
It's a small town, and he was going to hotels and all. Like people talk, and they're on shows.
I think it was just funny that if you notice, this is how much of a tryhard Robin was. Giselle was basically saying that Chris was being a sneaky link, or he was trying to come at her in a way that she didn't want. Don't you find it funny that Robin didn't side? The one time she doesn't side with Giselle is this season, just so she could look like the good cop. And so they can be, so people could focus on like that storyline. Like Giselle and Robin may not be friends because they're not siding with the same alliance.
Yeah,
so,
but do
very
you
smart.
but did you see the reunion part one when she did whatever this conversation being had between Candace whatever, and then you know how they always housewives always says something and then they like put the the caption. She said, and I'm sure you ladies seen it. Well, maybe probably he shouldn't have been at a hotel alone with a woman or alone in someone's room. So that didn't age well for her.
That became a meme.
Again, this reunion was filmed before everything came out. So that didn't age well. She's looking real stupid. Real stupid. I personally think she should get a season off. Like she should get a season off or demoted to a friend. Or demoted to a friend. And a lot of times when they're demoted, that's when they themselves quit. Ego. So one or the other, but she can't, if she's full-time next season, I'm going to be a little upset. But from the rumors I hear, the loud rumblings, she's definitely most likely out allegedly, and Giselle better continue hooking up with this young buck from Summer House, a la Ashley Darby, because I heard, because she's the Reason to Be Shady podcast, and also basically a firewall to get people to pay for more information when you're on a reality TV show and you hit it from a reality TV show. Bravo is mad at both of them, but obviously more at Robin. So we'll see.
That young buck, by the way, he's not really that young. He's 36 and she's 52. So yes, he's younger, but and she's thirsty because like
she's trying to pull the Ashley. She's seen what worked for Ashley and the publicity Ashley got and the love even from Andy. Andy praised Ashley and what was his name? Luke from Summer House. So he praised that he was living for it. He basically kind of hooked him up, Andy. So, you know, Giselle obviously is like, oh, it worked for her. So let's see. With her dwindling. Well, I'm not, you know what? I'm not going to say the thing. Because some people was not happy when Candace said dwindling uterus on Sunday.
You know what? This season made me love to me, I think it was kind of fucked up. Yeah, it is fucked up because women have issues with their uterus all the time. I think that's fucked up. But Candace, I literally was gonna say that this season made me look at Candace differently, and I really liked her. But when she said the dwindling uterus, I was just like, girl, you're here trying to get IVF treatments to become pregnant, and you're talking about a dwindling uterus. You need to like stop before God decides to teach you a lesson.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Potomac was good. But go ahead.
I agree with that, but also like the universe foreshadows what's really going on. So like to what you just said, like that whole narrative, oh, in a room made me feel uncomfortable alone. Like, yeah, that's the shit that was going on with Robin. Of course you find it uncomfortable and you're gonna side with the other person. But the dwindling just like certain things that happen to Robin, I kind of don't feel bad because they happen to women every day that don't deserve it. But I feel like, girl.
Well, Candace made the dwindling uterus comment to Giselle.
I mean, yeah, her. Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah. Like her, like the dwindling comment, like it's fucked up. But also Giselle, she says a lot of negative, nasty things too. So like I don't feel bad. Like you all right. Sad that this is happening to you. The comment is kind of funny, like in a way it's not funny. But also like you have a lot, like she's popped so much shit. She was about to get homegirl stabbed in a house, like you know what I mean? Like she started a lot of drama. Robin too, like, oh, I heard Michael Darby said he wanted to give oral sex to one of our husbands. You were real quick to say it, but you're not saying that it was your husband.
Well, we know it's Juan. We know Michael Darby loves him some Juan Dixon. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Looking forward to the next two parts of the reunion. Part 3 of the reunion is going to have an extensive one-on-one interview with Andy and just Robin. So that's going to be interesting. I can't wait for that. But let's get into, last but not least, into our Latinas, our Miami girls. Miami is that girl, although it's not on actual Bravo, and it was, but it's now on Peacock. Miami is truly that girl, and the $5 I pay a month for Peacock is worth it. Jamie, what are you always a Miami fan? Do you like? What are your thoughts on Miami? Like Miami's comeback last season, this season?
I've always been a Miami stan. I feel like honestly, like delusionally, I feel like it came back because of me. I remember looking for it. So like I have a Fire Stick. I know I'm gonna sound crazy. I have a Fire Stick, and I remember watching like the whole season of Mob Wives throughout the pandemic.
Oh, I love
And
Mob
then
Wives.
I was looking for Housewives of Miami because I love watching like the first season. I love watching stuff with Mama Elsa. I loved Adriana and like her art life. So I remember I was looking for the episodes, but they completely got taken down. And then I wrote to Andy like, hey, would you please be able to put back up Miami? I swear a few days later, Miami was on TV. It was during the stay home with Bravo. They put Miami on TV. Then everybody started tweeting and like I felt like, oh my God, I had something to do with this. Then when I was okay, so I couldn't find Miami though. Like I wanted, they only gave like a specific season. When we got our stimulus check, why I bought like the whole season on Amazon. Like I paid for it
Oh.
because I couldn't find it illegally. And then when it came back, I was like, yeah, this is me. This is my doing. Like I'm this powerful.
That's
Damn, let me think of some
crazy.
shows that I want back so you could put your juju on that. I'll get back to you
Yes,
with that.
let me know. Let me know. Let me know.
So, what do you think about this current season? The dynamics? It's just like it's just so much going on. Like it doesn't feel as scripted as like a Beverly Hills or whatever. Like it just really feels more raw, authentic. It's just so much going on. Like what's your take on like everything going on right now? It's like, did you see the latest episode with Arjana like and Alexia?
The one last night? No, the one that came on today, like at midnight.
Not today.
No.
The one that ended with Adriana basically comparing accidents to Frankie, Alexia's
Yes,
son.
yes,
What do
yes.
you think about that? What do you think about that whole like drama and like the division of the OGs?
I didn't like that Adriana brought up Frankie because that's like off limits, especially an accident or just like they don't speak about family. They're not really like that intertwined family show like how like a New
Jersey,
Jersey is. They're
yeah.
like friendship, like they're more like cool girls. So like why would you bring that up? And also like I don't know, like there's something about Dr. Nicole that I don't like. Like I
Mm.
feel like she's a wannabe
Really?
Doreen. Yeah, and I also
Ooh,
didn't
that's a
like
good one.
I don't like that like Adriana was like, "Oh, that's why your ex-boyfriend or husband said that he didn't love you." Like that's like hitting below the belt coming from somebody that got on the show because of their given like, the way their first husband treated them and played them. That's
Leah
not nice.
Black.
Mhm,
Mm.
that too.
I think it's sad that Adriana and what's her name, Marisol and Alexia are not friends because I really enjoyed their dynamic in the beginning.
In the beginning,
And
yeah,
if
same.
funny enough, when if real ones know, it was the Latin girls versus Lisa and Leah because against
Mm-hmm.
the gringuitas because they always had a problem when the Latin ones would speak Spanish. So the fact that Adriana like I don't know, she got divorced, she had all these problems and stuff, and like she's not in the circle basically with them is kind of sad. But then I can see it because Adriana always talks shit about people, but then she kind of wants to be like them. You talk shit about
Mm.
Larsa having a big butt, and then you want to get your butt augmented. You over here being blonde when it doesn't even go with your skin color. You put on these green contacts, you look crazy. Like she was doing too
She's
much. I don't
wearing green
know.
contacts. I
Yes,
heard about that one.
last season she was wearing these contacts and they were the cheap ones because the eyes were like popping out. It looked like very round.
Not
Horrible.
the cheap ones. Um,
I have not
listen,
seen
I'll send you a
listen.
picture.
Miami is on fuego, and even Andy said it recently. I watched Watch What Happens Live this past Sunday. Dr. Nicole and Gertie was on, and he said it that they are so like right now they are the when it comes to reunion looks, they're the best dressed franchise. That's what he said on
They
Sunday.
turn it out.
They're turning
They
it
do.
out, and mind you, these girls are on Peacock. Listen, I love me. I want to ask you a question, Jamie. Do you think Alexia from Miami resembles? Doesn't she give you like Teresa, like the Cuban version of Teresa?
Yeah, I always felt that way too. They do. It's like the same. Like you
They're
know how
both
they say,
Tauruses.
yeah. There's like we have doppelgangers. Like those, like
Mm-hmm.
those are the same. Like it's like the same thing in
Twin
physics. Like I don't
flame
know.
or
Yeah,
Yeah, like
something.
they're like a twin flame. They're like same and same, just one Cuban, one Italian. Like
yeah,
it's funny. They have a
They're
lot of
all
same.
about family.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're
They
very their energy.
Very
No,
respectful to their parents, like that's
yeah.
very like raising their kids with like the most utmost respect to other people, like very similar.
Out of the new girls that were added, which one? Well, we already know your least favorite is Dr. Nicole, but which one do you think has brought it like out of the new girls?
Kiki, I love Kiki. She brings
I
that like
love her. She's
funniness.
so
Like Kiki's
funny.
funny. Kiki's funny, and I could see why she doesn't like. She's not a main, but she works so good at being like how she is. And then I don't know. I would say I'm glad to see Larsa because I always followed her career and I really liked her a lot. So it's good to see like what she's like without the Kardashians because I feel like there's like a misconception of like her on the Kardashians ass, but like Kardashians seeked her for fame too.
Well,
She was
yeah.
she was famous before the Kardashians.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, and she came out on the show, and Kim wanted it very much known. Oh, me and Larsa are really good. We clicked. We're both Middle Eastern. Blah, blah, blah. Like we have so much fun. Like I feel like in Larsa's own right, she was a stay-at-home mom where she really couldn't do much but take care of her little kids. Her kids were little at the time. She had a cool singer friend, a single friend, kind of like how Kim is with like those girls, Nat and Olivia. That they're
Yeah.
like a lot more
I
younger.
followed
But
them a long time ago.
yeah, I love them too. They used to be on Wags.
Hmm.
Don't you think that, like that's who Kim kind of seeks, like people with different, like smaller scale audience that are into the same things too. So Larsa was always her own person, and I feel like people like don't listen to her as much or get where she's coming from. I've seen a lot of interviews with her, and I just always felt like everything she says is genuine because it's true. When you grow up of certain cultures, certain lineages from different countries, you come with a whole different mindset that is not American in a way. You
Mm.
know what I mean? Like when you grow up here, it's like all about clout and getting to the top. As to her, it's kind of like, well, like there's enough for like of enough of us, and if you're gonna fight with me like this, then I'm gonna come for your jugular.
Yeah.
You know?
I
I
like
mean,
Larsa. The only issue that I have with her is she didn't really show. She didn't give much this season. Like
mhm,
the whole Marcus Jordan dating Michael Jordan's son. Why didn't she like mention it? Why
mhm.
didn't we see her dating more? Like we're still obviously into the season. Like
So we
there's
have one
things that we
episode
haven't
left after
discussed.
today.
Ah, well then it's done. But I just felt like she didn't really show more. Last season she did show a lot,
A little
Mm.
but
more, but that last season she was back after not being for the after being on first season and then not being on second, third, and fourth. I
right.
I know you said you've always liked Larsa. Me, no. From her what she gave first season, and especially with that other girl who was a one season wonder to the other Spanish
Chrissy.
girl, Chrissy.
Thirsty
Um,
Rice.
yeah, like them two together. I don't know what when they gave. It was just very
They
like
gave
they were
Chung
bland.
Delicious.
Yeah, they were bland to me. But I would say,
Well,
and mhm.
at the time they were on the wrong show. At the time where they should have really been at was Basketball Wives, and then they just probably
Mm.
by Housewives. They were more of like the Basketball Wives. If you watch like the first season of Basketball Wives, there were a lot of people that
This is
didn't
true.
make it. Ra Ali was on it. She was dating a ball player. There were like a few other people that were trying to make it on the show, and they just didn't stick. And I feel like that would have been the show for Larsa.
Yeah.
You're right,
I
yeah.
just liked her personally because just if you would have seen Basketball Wives, she would have made sense there. But think about it, they were both dating like famous people that were athletes, and this was the tea on them. They had to play like that. Even still, people probably still talk shit about like her marriage. You don't know how many girls come at her, telling her things. Like people talk shit about her kids all the time.
Hmm.
There's like the whole comparison with the Kardashians. If you were friends with the Kardashians and you stopped speaking because of true family things and their kids are still friends, you're gonna want to protect that and you're gonna want to play clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got last season. I was surprised to hear when they announced that she was gonna be back. But obviously, at this point, she's getting, especially being friends with Kim and stuff. I feel like Bravo was like, yeah, like she. I feel like her star power raised, if that makes any sense, since we've seen her last on season one. So I was surprised that she was back, but I'm not surprised at the same time. And you know what? Seeing her back, I wasn't too mad at it. Not being a fan of her from season one to then seeing her back last season, I'm like, okay, she's not too bad. She's not too
Yeah.
bad.
I'm not the
Yeah,
Larsa lawyer, but I do feel like people don't take in consideration that her kids are like
they're
legends of the
all
kid.
for the most part.
Yeah, they're all going to be in the NBA eventually, and she had to move to LA. I don't think it was that she was trying to be up the Kardashians' ass. They were
Mm.
in Miami for a reason, and then to get your kids started in the NBA, you have to go to LA. They go to the best schools. They were in the best programs. So I think like now they're done. Like one of her kids is already in the NBA.
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
they want to
Playing with
do.
Michael, it's some weird
Yeah.
shit. Playing with Michael Jordan, something, something. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not with Michael Jordan. So her son is playing with her ex-boyfriend. Remember that guy that they had pictures of her in the mall with, that he actually had a low-key baby mom? I honestly think she didn't know. I feel like she's very respectful of her kids, and she's only gonna go public with relationships when she feels is right because of her kids and her ex-husband. She doesn't want to look stupid.
True. Well, listen, it was it's been a while in the making because I know Melanie's been telling me too. You are Bravo holic like us. So I'm glad we made this happen, and I would love to make it happen again,
This
especially if
year we have to
there's
go to
so much more. Yeah, there's so much more. Really quick. I know we have a little game that Melanie has for us, but really quick, just to get to know you more and your favorites. Who's like your favorite housewives of all time?
Oh my God, Erica Jane.
Erica Jane. Oh wow. Okay. Even
Really?
after everything.
Yeah, like all right. Housewives of all time. Like if there's a housewives, I really love her. But if there's really a housewife, is gonna be Teresa. Like
Okay.
the way she raised her kids. She came from she was a buyer back in the day, like when I
From
was like
Macy's.
growing up. I used to want to be a buyer. I went to high school of fashion industries. I went
Nice.
to college for merchandising. I worked in visual. So I used to see that as like I wanted to be a buyer. And then when I figured out she was a buyer, I'm like, oh wow, that's cute. And then like just how she is as a mom and like just a person, she's very business savvy. I love her.
Yeah, people think she's stupid. She's not. Least favorite housewife of all time.
Least. Oh my God, who's the least?
Someone
I
you
know.
can't stand.
For me, it would be the Amber Marchese.
Mm.
Remember her?
Out of all the wives,
with the cancer from Jersey. Yeah, my
she was
favorite
season 6.
You don't
Season
remember
6
her,
of Jersey.
Jamie?
Remember when the twins came on? Those twins.
What was her name again? Yes, I
Amber
remember the twins.
Marchese.
Oh yeah, I didn't like them.
With the troll of a husband.
I didn't like
She
the
was-
twins, and I didn't like Amber, and I didn't like her husband. He was disrespectful.
He's
Yeah.
disgusting. My favorite housewife of all time is Bethany Frankel. That bitch made New York City.
Mm. Yeah.
We gotta talk about New York when it starts, because I don't know about New York.
Listen, we
I
definitely
love
want to
New
have
York.
you back once. We definitely will have you back and talk New York. I like it should be wrapped up already. So I believe we're going to see a spring summer release. We'll see. Atlanta, really quick. Are you an Atlanta fan? That's coming back in May. Favorite Atlanta? Oh, okay. What's your thoughts on Portia not being on the show? I feel like last season there was a missing link, just like this season with Salt Lake City, and I felt that last year watching Atlanta, and it was for me it was Portia. It's like you felt something missing. Did you get that, or were you fine with the cast last season?
I think Portia definitely is missing, but I actually like to see Kenya without Portia in the mix, because now I want to see what you want to fight about and what beef you really have.
I like that. Yes, yeah, that's true. I agree.
There's nothing, like there's nobody else. Like I don't know, like there's nobody else. I don't like the new girl, but I feel like she also deserves a chance. What's her name again?
Sonia,
Sonia,
with the Olympian.
Yes, Drew. I feel like I don't know. She gotta
whack.
go.
You don't like Drew?
Drew has to go. She's not willing to hold her husband accountable. I do not want to see a bitch on my TV that's not holding her husband accountable for what he's doing. Like it's not bringing, especially in Atlanta. That's like not okay. If I was a producer, I'd be like, get this bitch off the show. This is exactly why men do what they do, because they see bitches like that accepting that type of behavior.
And on that note,
I told you.
On that note, let's get to this game that Melody has for us. Is Jersey-esque because we love Jersey. So let's see our Jersey stanism.
All right. So I'm gonna ask a few questions. They're multiple choice to make it easy, and you guys both can play. All right, ready?
Let's go.
We all know Teresa hates sprinkle cookies, but what are her favorite kind of cookies?
I know. Pinoles.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just gonna read it, and you guys. All right. Number 2. Where have the ladies of New Jersey never gone on vacation? Is it A, Boca Raton, Florida, Napa, California, Paris, France, or
Paris.
Punta Cana, Dominican Republic?
Paris, France.
Yeah.
Jamie?
They haven't been to
Okay.
Paris, but they went.
Correct.
Wait, what was the first city you said?
The first
They
one
went to
was
Boca Raton?
Florida. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, it was
Oh, yes,
Danielle.
with Margaret
We did the
and
reef
Ziggy.
thing for Teresa's mom.
And Ziggy, yeah, okay, yeah,
Yep.
you're right. When they went to Ziggy's house.
All right, so next one. What was the name of the book written about Danielle? Runaway, Staub in the Back, Can't Take the Girl Out of Jersey, or Cop Without a Badge?
Cop without a badge.
Good. What is the name of the boutique owned by Kim D? Envy, Posh, Kim's Fashions, or Primp?
1, 2, 3, Posh. Yeah.
Okay. Which spice does Teresa not know how to
Cumin.
pronounce?
Cumin, yeah. She's like, come in. Come in.
How many bathrooms does Jennifer Aiden have in her Paramus home? 8,
16.
12, 14, or 16? 16.
Sorry.
16, yeah.
16.
What is Danielle Staub's
16.
real first name?
Ooh, Beverly.
Beverly.
Yeah,
Beverly.
Beverly.
Margaret Josephs was in a legal battle with which famous clothing brand?
Martha's Vineyard.
No.
Oh,
Close.
oops. Go ahead, Jamie.
I'll tell you the multiple
Wait,
choice. Oh, it's Margaret Josephs was in a legal battle with which famous clothing brand?
Wasn't it Vines and something, that brand with the C with the
You guys are
With the
both
Vienna?
technically right. It's Vineyard Vines.
Vineyard Vines.
Yes, I'm like with
yeah.
the Vienna.
La ballena, yeah. That, I haven't heard
Wait,
somewhere.
I forgot to say whale in English. I'm crying. I was like Vienna.
All right, 2 more. Which season did Dolores become a full-time cast member?
5.
7. 7.
7th, yeah.
Okay.
And then which Real Housewives of New Jersey cast member has the highest net worth?
Technically, Jackie Ghost Snyder is the richest, supposedly, but
She's not.
Is it Jennifer?
No. It's surprisingly Margaret. Net worth as in like made in her own businesses. Jackie has money from like family.
Gotcha. All right, I didn't know that. That was a surprise.
Game.
All right,
So
well,
wait.
that was, yeah. You're thinking about that one, right? How? I mean, if she has so much money, that house should have been done a long time ago, instead of depending on your little troll husband to do the whole thing.
You have to remember that since COVID and stuff, it's been a manufacturing issue. You could have all the money, but
How many seasons has Margaret been on the show pre-COVID? 1 or 2?
Well, I don't know.
But anyways, that was a fun game. Now, Jamie, this is the chance for you to sell yourself, like I like to say, like a prostitute in church. Where can we support you? What are the places, everything we could go? Your Cash App to support you, Instagram, YouTube page. This is your time to sell yourself, where we could go and support you.
I thought you were gonna ask me what would be my tagline. So I'm really Bravo delusional.
That intelligent tagline right after all the places we could support you.
Okay, so I put my Instagram name here, like the Jamie Liz is Jamie Liz with 3 Z's. Other people named Jamie Liz too, unfortunately. You can follow me on Instagram, and then I have TikTok and YouTube. My YouTube is the link in my bio, and then I have to come back when I make my OnlyFans too, because I see I have fans here.
Girl, I noticed a little bit. I noticed. You definitely.
I got friends in high places. Jamie, we didn't even tell them how we met. Me and Jamie used to work together at Victoria's Secret.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Merchandising, yeah. So her boss today was like, "Oh, you guys know each other from the neighborhood?" I'm like, "Yeah, the neighborhood of visual merchandising."
No.
He was trying to play from the neighborhood. What neighborhood?
Now let's end it with what would be your housewife tagline. That's a cool one. What would it be?
I don't have one right now, but I just thought you were gonna ask me. I don't know. I have to think about it.
All
I
right,
don't
for
have
next
one either.
time. For next time you're on. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jamie, for taking time out
Oh,
of your
thank you for
schedule to
having
come and
me.
join us and chit chatting with us. Where you can find us and support us Instagram, the Inner Circle Podcast, as you guys see right above. We have our YouTube, a simple subscribe, doesn't hurt, it's free. We are on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. And if y'all feeling a little nice, I mean, I know it's tax season, y'all got your taxes, we have our cash up right there. This is my birthday on Monday because I ain't too proud to beg, son. All right, that's it for us. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you
I'm calling
guys.
for my cash app, Mama.
You don't remember your cash app? Say it. I told you. It's mention it everywhere. Mention everything we can support you. Everywhere we can support you.
Oh my God. I don't even know my cash app, but I promise I have one.
We'll put it
Oh
in the
my God, I
caption
think
when
it's
we
Jamie.
post this.
I'm dying. I think it's Jamie. It's Jamie Liz with 2 Z's. So instead of the 3 for Instagram, it's 2 Z's. Same thing.
Jamie Liz with 2
Dollar
Z's.
sign
That's
Jamie
cash
Liz.
app.
Yes.
There y'all go. Y'all heard it. Till next time, everyone. We are out. Thank you so much.
Bye.